Are you dreaming of a dynamic and rewarding career in cybersecurity? Let me tell you, it all starts with a strong foundation. So, we all know that cybersecurity is one of the fastest growing industries in the world, offering job stability and lucrative career opportunities. So, in this video, I'm going to take you through the essential skills to get into cybersecurity. So, if you are new to the field or looking for a career transition, there is just so much information out there that it's hard to even get started. So, you may come across discussions about plethora of certifications to pursue, but I'm here to emphasize that they are not that important. So, throughout my 20 years of career journey, I have conducted interviews with thousands of candidates, and a common issue I have noticed is the lack of practical exposure and foundational skills. While individuals may grasp concepts like confidentiality, integrity, and availability, understanding their real world implementations is essential. Otherwise, your knowledge doesn't really help much. So, any organization or managed service provider would hire you only if you have clarity and only if you could demonstrate the capability to perform at work. Certainly, while studying for certification holds significant value later in one's career, it's crucial to emphasize that the focus should be on getting into the job, cracking interviews, and demonstrating your capabilities from the outset. So, in today's fast paced environment, organizations often lack the time to provide on the job training to entry level candidates, as security roles typically require experienced professionals. So, therefore, what truly matters at this stage are your skills and experience. My friend, your performance at work is judged only looking at what you can do rather than what you know. And solving technical problem is the way to earning the trust and confidence from people you work with. So let's dive in and understand the fundamental skills you need to be learning before getting into cybersecurity. So number one is the foundational skills. So before you take any other topic, I want you to grasp the concepts of OSI model, TCP/IP model, understand IP addressing, then learn about computer networking, especially the physical connectivity part of it, where we talk about wired and wireless media. Then build understanding around what's happening in the home network, your broadband internet connection, and technologies like 5G. So today, the driving force behind the technologies is nothing but the internet bandwidth. Without it, everything seems imaginary. So to demystify your core concepts, I would suggest you to first complete my foundational courses like essentials of OSI model, essentials of IP addressing, essentials of physical connectivity, etc. So I have discussed these topics at length in the beginner course series. Number two, building and using virtual machines. So virtual machines, also called VMs, are operating systems that run on top of your existing OS using a virtualization software. And the virtualization software is commonly referred to as a hypervisor. So the hypervisor lets you manage and allocate resources like CPU, memory, disk space by abstracting physical resources on your computer. So you can use VirtualBox by Oracle or VMware Workstation by VMware or Hyper-V by Microsoft to create a virtualization practice lab. And there are many virtualization tools available for free. So oftentimes when you hear the term cloud computing, it usually means running thousands of VM on hypervisors in the data centers on the internet. So virtual machines let you become platform agnostic, meaning you are no longer limited to any particular operating system and tools available for it. So many a time I come across people spend all their time just on one particular OS and debate on how it's better from others. So let me tell you, it doesn't matter. Friends, security is not just about Windows or Linux or Mac, but it's about all the platforms used in the real world. And as a pro, you should be versed with all of them and not just one. This maximizes the scope of your skills and makes you effective in any situation. So virtual machines also give you the flexibility to train and research in an isolated environment and helps you test the implementations before you implement them in production. So you can quickly take snapshot backup, make a VM in seconds, and restore it to an earlier state in minutes. So as it's a virtual environment on the same computer you use, you don't need to purchase additional hardware or computer. So you want to test malware in a sandbox environment, you can do it on a VM. You want to practice networking concepts, you can do it on a VM. You want to practice firewall configurations or practice server configurations, you can do it on a VM. You want to perform penetration testing using Kali Linux, you can do it on a VM. And with the capability of quick backups, you can try configurations as many times as you want without wasting time in installing the OS from scratch. So I would suggest you to go through my Oracle VirtualBox Mastery course. I would suggest you to go through some of the important topics where I discussed about the bridged mode, NAT mode, NAT network mode, and host only mode. So these network related points would give you a sense of security for sure. So moving on to the number 3, one of the most interesting topic for everyone, and that is nothing but learn the command line. So many of the most useful tools don't have a graphical interface to point and click, and mastering the command line expands your arsenal and lets you get more done with less. So it lets you be able to use scripting and automation to tackle repetitive tasks that would otherwise waste lots of time. So automating your workflow by learning the command line makes you a tremendously valuable asset to your team. So most of the tools in security are built on open source platform. Example, Kali Linux is one of them, which is used for performing vulnerability assessments and penetration testing. So having command line knowledge gives you the lowest level access to the software functionality that comes with an operating system. So don't run away, but embrace it. I recommend starting out with Bash or Born Again Shell, since it comes default with almost every Linux distribution, and I have a dedicated series on the Linux command line. I have covered command line skills extensively in my Essentials of Linux System Administration course. I do have a detailed system administration course, part 1 and part 2, that you can explore. So in this course, my emphasis is on bash commands to get you started. So moving on to number 4, computer networking. So computer networking is the soul of IT. Without connectivity, IT is nowhere. So knowing how data gets from point A to point B is important, and a strong foundation in networking will make you a rock star troubleshooter. So whether you are red teaming, defending, or running day-to-day IT operations, in my foundational courses, you would understand how OSI TCP/IP model works, what is IP addressing, what is IPv4, what is IPv6, what are the functions of various OSI layers, how network is physically and logically connected. So knowing this would help you build your foundation in computer networking. So my courses would do that by helping you simulate switches, routers, and firewalls in the virtualized lab environment. Now, next is number 5, mastering the art of system administration, where we talk about Windows and Linux server environments. Friends, most of the time, cybersecurity professionals are involved in conducting vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, or many a times performing the configuration review of various servers and applications. So, job of a security engineer or a pen tester is to identify the vulnerabilities or weaknesses, but to be able to do this, for security analysts, it's very important to know about various events occurring on different OS platforms. And without this, they cannot identify and act on the possible threat detections in the organizational networks. And you will complete that in my Windows and Linux system administration courses. So you cannot deny the fact that every IT environment consists of desktops and laptops, also known as endpoints, and there are Linux and Windows servers, web application servers, email servers, and other servers like telephony and video conferencing solutions, and much more. And if you don't know how it all works, you cannot identify the gaps to provide recommendations. So, in the beginning of my career, I love to dive into every single setting available on the computer just to see what it did. So, reading manuals, online guides, and playing around just drove this curiosity further. So, whatever your skills are, I challenge you to fiddle around and learn by doing. So delete some files and try to recover them. Download, open, and monitor old viruses in a virtual machine with tools like Windows sysinternals to see what they do. Try to extract files and passwords from a test computer without knowing the login info. So, whatever it is, push the limits of what you already know by reading guides out there and following along. So, practice a little more each day and you will level up in no time. So here I would suggest you to go through the essentials of Windows Active Directory, essentials of Linux system administration course, which covers concepts like IIS and Apache web servers, group policies, implementing print servers, implementing terminal server, and much more. So now you might be curious about the time required to acquire these skills and how long it would take you to master them. Allow me to share my personal journey with you. So while I began my IT journey, it took me approximately 7 to 8 years to gradually develop my skills. Primarily because I didn't have a mentor to guide me. I acquired these skills while transitioning from a field engineer to a network engineer and finally a system administrator. So taking one step at a time. However, I have simplified this learning process for you. So by going through my foundational courses and engaging in practical exercises I recommend, you can achieve proficiency within a month or two. So I urge you to not to be misled by false promises of learning things in a matter of hours, days or weeks. Trust me, acquiring these skills requires time and dedication. So if you have quality time, then it won't take for you to complete within 2 to 4 weeks as well, but it needs quality time. So parallel to these courses, I have also created some topics around personal digital security within these courses, which will slowly build your security mindset. So personal digital security is an area I have been particularly passionate about because it affects our families, friends, and organizations, and the cybercrime industry is booming. So you don't have to scroll far to see what the online black marketplace looks like. As the technology becomes more intertwined with our lives, from internet connected cars to refrigerators, the vulnerabilities and attack vectors are going to increase more and more. So if you want to go deep into cybersecurity, there is no better place to start than with yourself. So from passwords, encryption, and secure comms, stay up to date with the latest security news and the best practices. So you might just be the subject matter expert in your office that others go to for advice, and that advice might just protect your company from becoming the front page news. But most importantly, is leaving it out yourself as well. So you wouldn't believe the number of times I have seen cyber intrusions originating from the security operations center or IT department simply because people didn't understand or practice basic digital hygiene. So at dhananjayan.com, I offer comprehensive cybersecurity training to help both security aspirants and working IT professionals to build a strong foundation in the cybersecurity space. So with my 5-step approach, I have enabled thousands of students to establish their own practice lab, understand the real-time IT environment, and develop in-depth knowledge of cybersecurity tools and techniques. My courses are tailored to meet the needs of both beginner and advanced users, providing a step-by-step approach to mastering the art of cybersecurity. So at dhananjayan.com, you can successfully build a career in the cybersecurity space and become a pro in no time. So with this, we come to the end of this video. If I missed out anything important, do let me know in the comment section below. So thank you so much for being here, and do watch out for more on my channel and dhananjayan.com. So thank you so much once again. See you in my training. Thank you.